Hello, everyone. My name is Miriam from somethingelementary.com, which that will be my website on like September 21st or September 22nd sometime.
I purchased my domain name from GoDaddy, and I was trying to make it go to my new WordPress website, and apparently the website gods said that I must wait until the 22nd or 21st. So
anyway, in the meantime, there are some links down below, my link tree and things like that. So you can click there if you want to get a hold of me before then. What this channel is all about: teaching teachers strategies, classroom management tips, and teaching with technology. So today I want to talk to you about building relationships, because the thing about kids is, and being a teacher is, if we're not building relationships, what are we doing? Right? So the kids don't care to learn, and then it makes it not fun to teach, and that it just brings a whole new storm of problems, right? Because we have to teach and they have to learn, so why not make it fun? So the first thing I want to tell you is 7 habits of highly effective kids, or if you teach uppers, 7 habits of highly effective teens. This is something that I do not go into my classroom without. Every year I start out probably the first 2 to 3 weeks teaching 7 habits of highly effective kids. No, I'm not sponsored. I should be. I've been using these for 8 years, and it collaborates. It goes so well with every curriculum that we've, love and logic, conscious discipline, all of those I feel like are the how I cope with all of these things. And 7 habits I feel like is just a big why, and I will not go into a classroom without it. I can make a video all about 7 habits later, but it is my number one discipline tool. So I don't really have a lot of discipline in my class, but I really do feel like it's because of 7 habits. Okay, enough about that. Second one is handshakes. I feel like I was doing this, my school was doing this before it was cool and all over the news, but of course, every day coming into the class and shaking hands. So at the beginning of the year, I start out making them, do web to web, look you in the eye, so that way they know how to do a correct handshake. But then, of course, later on during the year, we start doing the, we'll make our feet and we do a thing. And so that just makes it a lot of fun. Now that I teach kindergarten, or when I taught kindergarten, we would do, hula dance, or they would need a bear hug, anything like that. But that just kind of checks in for the day and lets the kids know that you're there and you're excited to see them, because sometimes you are the only, excitement in their life. And so just checking in with them, I think they are very, very important. Of course, with COVID, we weren't able to do that this year, which was very disheartening. But even with COVID nowadays, if you're back in school, you could do a wave, or maybe you could do a hokey pokey, or you could do shake an elbow or funky chicken. So there's still lots of fun ways that you can check in with your kids and just, let them know that you're happy to see them. The third one is, it's so weird, but I tell my kids how much I love teaching. Because I think that sometimes they think that we're just there because we have to be there, or we're there to make money. But I tell my kids, like, I love teaching. I love teaching. And I say that, of course, in the happy times, but then it also comes back around to those troubling times. Like when I teach kindergarten, sometimes they are just wild and they're crazy. And so I have to settle them down, and I get my stern face on, right? And I say, I am so sad. I love teaching kids. I love it, but I can't teach you when we're acting this way, or, if we're not disciplined, then we cannot have fun. And I just, and they're like, yeah, okay, and kindergarten is just the best. But I tell my kids how much I love teaching, and not only I tell them, but they can see how much I love teaching. So I feel like that just grows the relationship so much better. Fourth is model, model, model. Some teachers get very upset when, the third time the student still doesn't know something. And I just think that, one, it's a waste of your energy as a teacher, because just you getting angry, then you're not teaching, the best that you can. Then, you're frustrated with the kids, and then they get frustrated because you're frustrated, and it's just not good, so, going back to my kindergarten class, sometimes I'll be right in the middle of teaching, and they know when I'm not teaching, they're not asking me about the schedule because it's posted on the wall. Okay. And when I first started teaching, I would get angry, like, oh no, it's not time for recess. What is the number? What is the
little marker on PE or reading? Yeah, so it's not time.
And I just realized how much energy that was wasting. Instead of, now I've changed it to, oh yeah, no, PE PE is next, or recess is next, or nope, we have this and then PE. And I go right on my way. And the kids, they're not like, well, what if blah, blah, blah. They don't keep going. They're done. They go, okay, we have 2 more periods. Okay, we have 1 more. So modeling, same thing with the pencil. You have that same kid, and you know who I'm. You have the kid who comes in every single day. He comes from one class to the next. He had a pencil then and doesn't have a pencil in your class. And it's just so darn frustrating. And I get it. We are trying to teach responsibility and whatnot. And I do agree with, of course, you want to put a little pressure, but you know what? If you're putting pressure and it's still not working, because the majority of the kids are going to have their pencil there, that pressure is going to work on them. But you have that 1 or 2 who you've put pressure and it's not working, change your approach. They come in without a pencil, give them a pencil and move on. Give them a pencil and move on. I had one who constantly forgot his science notebook. He didn't know where his science notebook was. This is a 5th grader. Didn't know where it was.
Every day,
never had it other than the first week of school. Never had a pencil, had binders, had folders, had paper, but he just never had a pencil. So every day when we're doing our cut and glue and our foldables, I'd give him a pencil. He'd get his piece of paper, he'd write his notes, he'd cut his foldables, put them on, lose it the next day. That kid made an A in the class, and I'm a pretty hard grader. So model. It's okay. It will be fine. And the more that like I said, let them know that you love teaching, and they're going to feel that. And they're not going to need that notebook or that science, that specific material to learn the stuff, right? Our goal is to teach kids. That's our goal. So do it. And the last one is be present. So there's a book by, I think it's Dave Burgess. I don't think it's David. I feel like it's Dave. Dave Burgess. It's called Teach Like a Pirate. This book it makes you want to be a good teacher. But he talks about, walking around the pool versus being immersed in the pool. It's different. You could get little sprinkles on you from the outside, but when you're in it head to toe. So be present. Kids know, especially these days, kids tell you everything that happens at home. So they know what's going on, even if they don't say. Okay, so they can tell if you're on your cell phone, right? If you're not really paying attention to them, or if you don't really want to be there that day. Kids know. So be immersed. Be immersed in the teaching. So those are my 5 teaching tips that I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed them. If you did, give me a like and even comment, do you use some of these, or do you think maybe some of these could be helpful? Anyway, I'll see you in the next one.